going on, Yankees fans? AGP of the Big Blue in the Bronx YouTube channel back once again. Thank you guys for subscribing, liking, commenting, even viewing the videos. I appreciate everything of that sort. What I'm trying to do on this YouTube channel of late is really trying to, put out more videos out there, less podcast episodes, and I'm also trying to connect with the Yankees community a little bit more. Over the past couple of months, I've connected with the Giants community and a lot of the content creators and the fans. That's why I've gotten more subscribers. I want to do the same with the Yankees as well. Guys like Talkin' Yanks and Pinstripe Strong and Unhinged New York, I do want to at least, involve myself in the Yankees community because I feel like I've been leaving them out. And I really want to start getting into them because I'm a huge Yankees fan and I know what I'm talking about. So today in this video, I will be predicting for the final time this spring training the 26-man roster. I'm not doing the 40-man roster. I'm not doing the send-downs. And obviously I will explain why I made what decision and whatnot and predictions and stuff like that. I have broken it down into 4 different groups. I have the pitchers, then I have the catchers, then I have the infielders, then I have the outfielders, and then obviously that's pretty much the video. So guys, enjoy. Thank you so much. And here is the roster projection right now. All right, so let's go into the pitchers. I'll go into the starting rotation, then I'll go into the bullpen. Garrett Cole, Corey Kluber, and Jameson Taillon, obviously they're mandatory roster spots at this point. Cole, obviously the deal from last year. Corey Kluber, the 2-year deal, and Jameson Taillon, who was acquired in that trade for peanuts and Cracker Jack, because we did not give up much in that trade. I think it was like 4 prospects, only 2 of them I knew. Domingo Germán, ever since coming back from the suspension, I had mixed feelings about him regarding, the teammates trusting him and also his pitching. He's done very well this spring training, and I think he could have a good year if everything goes for him. As well as Jordan Montgomery, he obviously had surgery, I think it was a year or 2 ago, and he didn't look good at the back end of 2020, so that's kind of why I had mixed feelings on him, but he's really proven me wrong, at least in the spring training outings, and hopefully he's our 5th starter. That's what I think he will be. I think Aaron Boone said something like that. So let's go to the bullpen. Michael King, he's really impressed me this spring training. He had that one bad outing against the Toronto Blue Jays. That was the first game, and then, as spring training went on, he definitely got better. One of the games, I believe, was a night game against the Pirates. He pitched well. I think he actually saved one of the games. If it's wrong, I apologize, but he has gotten better, and he's proved me wrong because I really didn't like Michael King last year. Jonathan Loaisiga, I hated him, to be honest. In 2018, I'm like, who is this guy? Why we have him on the roster? Same thing with 2019, but he's really proven me wrong as well. I do think that it's either going to be him, Chad Green, or Michael King to be kind of that 6th guy, because I know a lot of teams are, trying to set up 6-man rotations because of the jump from 60 to 162 games next year. So obviously teams may have a bullpen day, a 5-man rotation, a bullpen day, or maybe just 6 starters. So will that limit the use of the bullpen? I'm not sure. Obviously, that is something to see during the season. I don't have a crystal ball in my hand. Chad Green, he's going to stay on the roster. He's a key guy. He can provide depth in the bullpen. He pretty much makes it every year. Nick Nelson, many may not agree with me on this one. He's done well in spring training, but I think once Chapman does come back from the suspension, he will be sent down. And it's no matter what his performance is, but I just think that he's like a temporary roster spot holder till Chapman does come back. Lucas Ludge, I know this is kind of a bold pick because Justin Wilson, was signed to a 1-year contract, and Lucas Ludge was kind of signed to a minor league contract, but Ludge has really performed well this spring training, hasn't done too bad, probably better than some of the pitchers out there trying to make roster spots right now. So I do think he makes the roster. Him being not on a major league team, or at least on a major league roster since 2015, he really impressed me. Sure, he pitched at the back end of games against scrubs, but I really like how he pitched. Same thing with Darren O'Day, even though he hit some guy in the nuts and struck him out. He's really pitched well, so I think he'll get a roster spot. Aroldis Chapman, he'll be on the restricted list, and then Zach Britton. I don't know the timeline of when he's coming back. It could be the 10-day IL, it could be the 60-day IL, but I'm just including it there. I did not forget about those 2 pitchers. So now we're going to go to the catchers and the infielders. All right, so we are here with the Catchers and the infielders, Gary Sanchez and Kyle Higashioka. That's pretty much the easiest when it comes to predict on this roster in terms of positions. Obviously, for backup outfielders, backup pitchers, and backup infielders, you do have to predict there. It's a little harder. But catchers, obviously the easiest. Kyle Higashioka obviously got his shot last year with Austin Romine signing with the Tigers, and now he's with the Cubs. But Higashioka keeps the number 2 catcher spot, while Gary Sanchez will catch opening day, which I kind of found surprising. I really would rather personal catchers because I think pitchers do better. But if Gary Sanchez has a good game on opening day and Garrett Cole has a good game, well, I have no problem with it. So let's go to the starting infield. It's going to be Urshela, LeMahieu, Gleyber Torres, Luke Voigt, not in that order. In terms of backup infielders, Tyler Wade, he's going to be that speed guy. He's going to be that defensive guy, you know, the pinch runner, whatever. A lot of teams don't use like speedy guys in bunting situations anymore. The Yankees aren't that type of team because they're analytically based and that such. I don't really like Tyler Wade. I really think that Thairo Estrada does provide a little bit more. That's just my opinion, though. Thairo Estrada is not going to be on the active roster, though. It will most likely be Tyler Wade. I would be surprised if he gets sent down because I really think this Yankees squad really likes him, Aaron Boone, and all the other guys as the coaches. So Derek Dietrich, he does provide that backup infield depth. He can also play outfield at certain positions. I think left field he started once or twice during the spring. He also provides a sense of power. Back in his Miami days, back in his Cincinnati days, he hit some home runs and wasn't necessarily the greatest at batting average, but he hit some homers, and I think that kind of replaces Mike Ford. So those are my predictions for the infielders, the catchers, and that's basically that. So next up is the outfielders, the final subject. All right, so let's go into the outfielders here. I know teams usually don't carry 7 outfielders. It's not actually 7 outfielders. It's Stanton, who's a DH primarily, but he will play some right field during the season. He's not going to start, all 162 games in right field because he'd be taking away from Judge, and he's not an outfielder anymore. He has, gone down to the designated hitter spot primarily. So Jay Bruce really impressed this spring. And I think he could be a backup first baseman / an outfielder and DH, when Judge needs a day off, when Hicks needs a day off, when a guy like Clint Frazier needs a day off, I think he's going to step in there. When you need somebody at the bottom of the ninth and you're down by 2, I think he's definitely going to be that pinch hitter there. In terms of Mike Tauchman, I was on the fence on him making the roster, but his homer against the Tigers, I think it was yesterday, he kind of changed my mind with that one. I know they were interviewing him today saying, are you going to make the roster? And he was basically like, we'll see what happens. But I think he'll definitely make this roster. I think he's an important defensive piece. And, he could provide some, legit power or at least, legit hitting on offense. He didn't necessarily have the greatest year in 2020, but 2019 is really when he showed up and said, I'm not a scrap. You guys got me. I'm the real deal. So Judge, obviously, we know the reasons. Gardner, obviously, was signed to that 1-year deal with the opt-out next year. So he gets the backup outfielder role, kind of backing up Clint Frazier and mentoring him as the starting left fielder. Frazier, we obviously know why. Aaron Hicks, starting center fielder, and Giancarlo Stanton, primarily DH, but can also play right field. So, guys, obviously, tell me what you think of these predictions. Tell me what you think of the predictions overall, infield, outfield. What did I get wrong? I'll definitely look over it after opening day, after they come out with the rosters. I know they're coming out with the rosters, or at least starting to send people down starting tomorrow or the next day. But anyway, thank you guys. I'm really trying to connect with the Yankees community a little more, so don't be afraid to share with your friends. Subscribe, like, comment, always view the video. I always appreciate it. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.